But how can there be any thought process of putting 63 on this and then putting a 64 on this one? I mean, I'm sorry, that this kind of grading to me is inexcusable. What kind of grades do you get when you cherry pick coins from mint sets? Like, let's say Eisenhower dollars, where you look at it, it looks fairly mark free, so you think, okay, I'm going to send it off because I need a certain grade for it to be worth sending off. Well, what grade are you going to get? Okay, well, we're going to talk about that in this video. Is it fixed? We're going to talk about that as well. I mean, why is it so hard to get some of these grades when the coins look almost the same when you look at the photo grades? So, let's get started. My name is Daniel, and you're watching Coin Help You. Thanks for watching my latest video. Now, I own a coin shop. I send coins off to PCGS and NGC and Annex all the time, ANACS. And I've done that for over 20 years. So I have a lot of experience in submitting coins, and I don't think that it's a scam, and I don't think that it's fraud. But I do think that they do err on the side of caution sometimes. Let's take a look at what I'm talking about. I know this isn't from a mint set, but it is a Cheerios cent, 2000. And I want you to look at this coin. If we look at it really close, we can see a contact mark right above the T. We see some little strike through a little bit. Looks like almost like roller marks in a way. But you'll see that on these planchets. That's fairly normal. A little bit of spotting here and there. But it's actually a decent looking coin. There's some more contact marks. That's why you should always roll the coin, tilt it, turn it in different directions. Very important. You can look at the reverse as well. And the grade that you want on these is 67. But I got a 66. And this is something that is so common whenever you are sending coins off to PCGS. They will put the next lowest grade, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. 66 is worth $45. 66 plus is $57, but it jumps to $200.67. Now, am I saying this coin is a 67? No, I'm not. I think that it is a 66, but it is so hard to get that grade where the value jumps. So if you get a 67, are you going to think it's a 67 plus? There's a 68 graded. So what if you got the 67 plus? You'd be like, man, why couldn't I get the 68? Are you sure it's not a 68? So you can see how people's thinking and perceptions can happen. It almost seems like it's fraudulent. Like, they're just not going to give me the grade no matter what I do. But if you look at this coin and you grade it correctly, you will see there are enough marks on it to leave it at the 66 grade. So I'm okay with that. Then I sent off some Eisenhower dollars. And we're going to look at these as close as I can. You see minor ticks and marks, and I'll be honest with you, you can go over to the photo grade or Heritage Sold auctions, and you can see coins that look just like this, but yet are similar, but they have a higher grade. This one graded 64. Now, to me, it could be 65, but look at all the tiny little ticks on this one. So I have 3 of them here. And all of them were 64. This one seems to have less marks. Should it have been a 65? You know, compared to this one. Now I know we have to grade both sides. I get that. So we can look at the other side here. And then we can look at the other side of this one. Because I've got 3 64s and I can compare them. You know, and it's hard to do this. It's hard to do this in video. I understand that. And then here's another one. Now, to me, I probably would have put 65 on at least one of these. But you're going to see images, and that's the thing. You're looking at images that make these coins appear like they should have been a higher grade. We can do that, but I'm not going to do that here, but I know you can. That's just a fact. People do it all the time. But let's take a look at the 71D. What grade did we need for it's actually worth sending off for grading? Well, 64 is $24. That's about what the grading fees are. I mean, of course, you're not counting your subscription or shipping. So really, it needed to be 66. So I'm far off on these, but these are far off on the grades that they jump to. So really 67 is where you want to be. You know how hard it is to get 67? Mint sets were mishandled. Those coins were considered business strike coins back then, and they were mishandled. And I'm telling you, those sets get banged around. They can get contact marks through the plastic, and had contact marks before they were even put in the plastic in the mint cello. So then I have 1976 64 Type 2s, and you can see that there's no major marks. There's a lot of minor marks. Here's the reverse. And you know it's a Type 2 because it has the thin letters. The Type 1 is real flat and would be a better coin to send off for grading. But they're flatter, a lot larger, thicker. And then you have another one I thought was pretty nice. But they gave that one a 63. It just seems like it's better than 63. It's almost like I'm not sure what's penalizing these. So as you can see, it can be very difficult to pick these out of mint sets and get the grade. And on the 76 Philadelphia, which is no mint mark, the 63 is hardly worth it at $13. That's a 63 plus actually. So $12. And a 64 is $15. You literally, and it's crazy to think that you can have 66s that are only worth $90, so that they're not that uncommon. There's 605 of them that were graded 66. So it's not impossible. I mean, the odds are there against you in a way because you have to look through a lot of sets and probably do bulk submissions. But you would think it'd come out of a mint set, maybe they'd be close to 65, but not 63. Not looking like that because it looks very similar to the 64s. It's kind of confounds me because it's just head scratchers here, honestly. And then we have a 1976D Type 2, a 64, a 64, and a 64. So I have several 64s that I can compare to the other 64s. And see that one there? Look at the marks on it. It looks so much worse than the 63. It's almost as if they grade modern coins, they just throw a grade on them. How could there be any thought process? And I like I said, I'm not bashing them, but how can there be any thought process of putting 63 on this and then putting a 64 on this one? I mean, I'm sorry that this kind of grading to me is inexcusable. It just doesn't make sense to me. I can show you what it looks like. I mean, we look on the reverse. There's nothing distracting on the reverse. Look at the reverse of this one. There's nothing that warrants this one getting a 64. Same with this one and a 63. It's like the grades are wrong. Like accidentally put the wrong labels or something on from other coins or something. And here's the other 64s. We can look at those. That 64 looks better than the previous 64. Same grade. Same date and mint. And here's another 64. And to me, when it comes to the modern coins, you know, PCGS is considered the king of values. Modern coins just tend to go for more in a PCGS holder, but this grading here, especially that 63 and and a couple of 64s, doesn't make sense to me. I can verify that and show you, but I'm not mad. It's not like that. I'll still send a PCGS, but I'd like to have an explanation myself. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to know that they're actually being graded properly. So at the 76D, this is what you want. I've got, like I said, the 64s are just not worth it. $15 a piece. And so a lot of people ask me, you know, should I send my coins off for grading? My answer is usually going to be no, unless you really know what you're doing or you got money to spare. I do my experiments. I do what I do for my videos here to educate people. And it doesn't bother me to add these to a submission and, you know, pay $100 to $125 to have them all graded or whatever it was. I think it weren't that much a piece because I got it under the tier. But I do this for the videos. I have nothing in these coins except the grading fees. Plus, the video itself will make me a little bit of money, so it offsets it. So at least I can educate, I can talk about the grading, I can show the grading, I can show examples, because you don't want to jump in with both feet in the coin grading and then submitting coins for grading. It's not that easy. It's very difficult, and there's just so many times it doesn't make sense why they graded a coin the way they did. It's just that way. It's how it is. So thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.